not the firefighters' fault, but it's by the city. And I'm going to be very honest. We've got a mayor that's out of the country, and we've got a city that's burning, and there's no resources to put out fires.
What do y'all think about this guy here? Look at this guy. Look at your boy right here. Look, this is this homelessness problem that we've been talking about. But it makes you wonder, like, is it possible that someone was out in the Palisades or Los Angeles or Hollywood or whatever? Maybe someone was just out there cold, try to start a fire like this guy to keep warm, and the fire got out of hand. Some people living in the park. Some people are living on the beach in California. But here you have someone who's on the beach. This I'm assuming, and I don't know for sure, it's a 5-second clip, but this person is apparently trying to get this fire going. And it makes you wonder, because we get these brush fires every now and then. We know that the homelessness problem in California is a massive issue, and this is why a lot of insurance companies were pulling out of California, because there's so many fires. It's kind of like Florida. There's so many natural disasters and hurricanes that come through Florida every year. Some of them are Category 3, Category 4, Category 5 hurricanes coming through Florida. Insurance companies are getting wiped out. Hey guys, I hate to bring this news to you guys, but California's got some big problems, okay? I mean, they've got some big problems. Governor Gavin Newsom has really, really put his foot in this one, and it's only getting worse. In fact, we're getting reports that amidst the massive raging California fires, that California has run out of water. And this is happening to hundreds and thousands of people. In fact, we have already received reports that like 30,000 residents, as of yesterday, I don't even know what the number is today. It's probably more than that. Over 30,000 residents were forced to evacuate. Okay, we're talking about the Palisades. We're talking about parts of Los Angeles. I don't know how close this fire is spreading, how close it's getting to Hollywood. I don't know. I mean, we're hearing from all these different celebrities coming out. We got Jennifer Lopez saying, basically, we're hearing about Jennifer Lopez's movie or premiere that ended up getting canceled. My tears are coming out for her, right? But, a lot of these folks got the worst phone call. They got the worst letter in the mail before these fires started, right? And this is something that a lot of people are not talking about. By the way, if you guys haven't already, definitely take a second, hit the like button for the video. I really appreciate you guys. This is something that people aren't really talking about. What they're not talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is that there are thousands of Californians that had their home insurance canceled just prior to these fires. Okay. So the LA mayor is in Africa. Okay. And apparently we're hearing rumors that she spent their tax dollars funding fire departments in the Ukraine. Now, this is a rumor that I'm hearing. I've seen it on a few different social media websites, but this is par for the course, guys. We're being told that there's no water to put out these fires, and California is right next to a freaking ocean. How does this freaking make any sense?
My heart goes out, obviously, to the people with their homes, and I'm watching the small businesses around us go up in flames. This is people's livelihoods, so it's devastating. But what is most concerning to me is our first responders and our firefighters who are trying to battle this. There's no water in the Palisades.
There's no water in the Palisades. He said that there's no water in the Palisades. There's no water coming out of the fire hydrant. Okay. So you got to ask yourself, like, how in the world do we ever find ourselves in this situation? Now, if I remember correctly, Donald Trump, he warned Governor Gavin Newsom of California, when he was the president previously, during his first term, that he needed to do something about this before it was a problem. Well, California has these frequent annual wildfires, it seems, and they do devastating things. In fact, me and my family, we were out in California during spring break one year, and we took our son out. We went to go see a whole lot of California. We're up and down the West Coast for about, I don't know, 8 days. And when we visited that, and that was our first time visiting California, there were wildfires going on then. We were literally on, and let me know if you guys are on if you guys live in California, ever been to California. We were on the 405. The 405, I think, is a highway or an interstate or something like that. We were on the 405 and we saw the glow of the fires off in the distance. It was crazy. And people are losing their homes here. People are losing their homes. Cars are being bulldozed. Teslas, BMWs, Mercedes-Benz are being bulldozed off the roads because people, they were so unprepared. They had to just get out of their vehicles and abandon them. Now, this is strikingly similar to what happened with the Lahaina wildfires over in Hawaii. I know y'all remember that, right? This is strikingly similar to that. And here we have it again, right in the heart of the United States of America and right at the edge of a freaking ocean with how are you a coastal state ever in a situation where you don't have the water to put out fires? This almost sounds like this is sabotage. And this happened just before Californians had their home insurance canceled. Just before they had their home insurance canceled. And think about this, guys. Most people, the average American, obviously I'm not talking about the elites. I'm not talking about the Oprah Winfreys and, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnsons of the world. I'm not talking about the George Soros or the Bill Gates of the world. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the average American has a majority of their net worth tied up in their homes. So what do you think is going to happen to all these folks who have been displaced out of their homes and may come back to their homes burned down to the ground with no homeowners insurance, no fire insurance to protect likely their biggest asset? Okay. Never mind the fact that they're not going to have a place to live. Some of these homeowners still have outstanding mortgages on these homes without adequate insurance on the property. Okay. Now we'll go into the repercussions of that on another one. Maybe because a state of emergency was issued. Maybe the federal government steps in and pays off these people's homes. Maybe the federal goes in and writes checks to the homeowners that had their homes destroyed in these California fires, but that's not guaranteed. It may or may not happen. California may step in and take that money and not give it to the homeowners. I don't know what Gavin Newsom's plan is. Not yet, anyway.
This is an absolute mismanagement by the city. It's not the firefighters' fault, but it's by the city. And I'm going to be very honest. We've got a mayor that's out of the country, and we've got a city that's burning, and there's no resources to put out fires. So if you look at your pictures, you don't see the firefighters there because there's nothing they can do.
Wow.
And it looks like we're in a third world country here.
Unbelievable. The fire department is not even there because what are they going to do? Blow on the fire? They're going to bring some Aquafina water bottles, some Dasani water bottles, and just start sprinkling on the fire. They can't do nothing about it because ain't nothing. There's no water coming out the water hydrants, the fire hydrants. It's horrible. Now, they're blaming the mayor, the Los Angeles mayor, who's in Africa right now, which is, isn't it timely that they're in Africa right now? But here's the other thing, guys. This is what people aren't talking about, right? What about the Los Angeles fire chief? The Los Angeles fire chief says DEI is a top priority, right? Wow. Okay. So as fires rage through the Los Angeles area, Kristen M. Crowley, the first woman and lesbian to become Los Angeles Fire Department chief, is facing harsh criticism for her focus on DEI initiatives instead of a pure meritocracy. Crowley was appointed fire chief by then Mayor Eric Garcetti in 2022 launched a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau in January 2023 and prepared to implement a 3-year plan committing the LAFD, the Los Angeles Fire Department, to an organization embracing diversity, equity, and inclusion. So they put DEI initiatives, priorities ahead of the people. And let's just look at how the people were served. By the way, guys, not to sidebar, I'm going to leave a link for you guys in the description down below. You can join our Twitter family. There's a link in the description down below to join us over on Twitter too. We're growing our Twitter community, our X community. I always say Twitter. I'm old school, but whatever. Join us over there, guys. Love to have you. But this is crazy. Shout out to the Daily Wire for dropping this article here. This is. I love California. You know, despite what a lot of people say about California, I love California. I don't love everything about California, but I love the fact that we have a beautiful state minus the homelessness running rampant in California. But California is beautiful. But I mean, you go to California, you can see beautiful sights, beautiful coastal. I think it's like Highway 1. Beautiful sights that can be seen on the highway, right? Highway 1, Big Sur, San Francisco has some cool things to see. Obviously, San Francisco's got their own basket of problems with homelessness, crime. But thankfully, was it Proposition 36? Prop 36 is kind of toning down some of that shoplifting that was taking place and just destroying the city. Hopefully that takes a big turn for the better. But there's a lot to see in California. California is like the only state in the United States where you can see the beautiful coast. You can have the beach. You can have the mountains. You can have cliffside homes. You can see there's just a tremendous amount that can be seen. I remember being there. We were walking the beach in the morning, and we drove from Los Angeles all the way up to what's that park up there just east of San Francisco? I think it was Yosemite Park. We got to Yosemite Park and there was snow up in the mountains. Earlier that morning, we were walking the beach before breakfast. It was crazy. It's like, what state can you be on the beach and also get snow on the same day, right? Anyway, but this is crazy. According to the LAFD, DEI is a top priority for Crowley, creating, supporting, and promoting a culture that values diversity, inclusion, and equity while striving to meet and exceed the expectations of the communities are Chief Crowley's priorities. Well, among the priorities you would think would have been to make sure you got enough water just in case we have our annual wildfires in California. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. It goes on to say, quote, "People ask me, what number are you looking for?" She told a reporter. "I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough." So it's never enough DEI. Oh my God, right? It's never enough DEI. She said of including members of the LGBT community, they feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team that just kind of opens the door of people who thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me. But see, that's a whole nother story for another day. But if you offer value, it doesn't matter like what your sexual orientation is. That's it, whatever. So, but there is something I wanted to ask you guys. I want to come back to this one. So let me just put a pin in this one here. But I also want to ask you guys if, where is it? How do you get to bookmark? Oh, here we go. What do y'all think about this guy here? Look at this guy. Look at your boy right here. Look, this is this homelessness problem that we've been talking about, right? So here you have the homeless, and look at what this guy is doing. Now think about how many homeless encampments. Like, I don't know if is that the right word? Homeless encampments. How many homeless encampments There are, and it's getting cold outside, guys. I don't know where you guys are watching from. Comment down below where you're watching from and what temperature it is right now, because I just went outside and it is freaking cold. It said it's 26 degrees and the wind chill factor is like 19. So it's freaking cold out there. If you sit still, you will freeze to death. Okay. So here you have a homeless person, and I'm not blaming this homeless person for their situation. I don't think anybody wants to be homeless, right? I mean, I don't know. Something would have to be seriously wrong with you mentally to desire to be homeless, unless you just like living outside. Some people are outdoorsy people, but I'm saying like homeless from a perspective of you would rather not be homeless, but you can't afford to live. Now, California, the cost of living is so high. I mean, some people don't even make, but parts of Alabama. There's parts of Alabama where some people don't even make more than like a couple $100 a week to survive on. And when you look at incomes like that, obviously that's the low income spectrum within America. But you go to California, it's like there ain't no way in the world you're going to be able to live off that. So you may have a job, low income job, but it's not enough to live. Some people living in the park. Some people are living on the beach in California. But here you have someone who's on the beach. This I'm assuming, and I don't know for sure, it's a 5-second clip, but this person is apparently trying to get this fire going. And it makes you wonder, because we get these brush fires every now and then. We know that the homelessness problem in California is a massive issue, and this is why a lot of insurance companies were pulling out of California, because there's so many fires. It's kind of like Florida. There's so many natural disasters and hurricanes that come through Florida every year. Some of them are Category 3, Category 4, Category 5 hurricanes coming through Florida. Insurance companies were getting wiped out, along with the homes and the properties, right? So instead of losing more by insuring properties that are in these high risk areas, a lot of these insurance companies pulled out. And this is exactly what happened in California. Now, I wanted to live in California at one point before I learned about how bad their woke policies are, how bad their taxes are, because I didn't know those things, right? I visited California. I thought it was a beautiful place. Parts of California were beautiful. I thought that there was a lot of opportunity there. I've been in the technology field. I've been in IT for years, 25 years. So, and also as a content creator, it's like, man, there's so many beautiful places I can film and create content from. California seemed like a great opportunity. And, so for those reasons, I was interested. And then I found out about California's taxes. And holy cow, you got all sorts of creators out there. There's several creators who I follow and love the content of that have moved out of California just because everybody's getting screwed over there. Like, look at Patrick Bet-David. I don't know how many of you guys follow Patrick Bet-David. He moved from California. You got Graham Stephan. He does personal finance content videos. He moved out of California. I mean, there's so many people who are leaving California. And then so people tend to go to Texas or the East Coast away from California to avoid the state income tax. You move to Florida, no state income tax. You can take whatever you were able to sell your home for in California, move over to Florida, and you can probably get twice, if not 4 times more house than you would have had in California for the same amount of money. Now, I'm not saying you're getting away from all the problems. You'll have different problems, but there's a lot of people who are moving from California, and some of the most popular places that people move from California to are Texas and Florida. And there's a reason for that. Those states aren't gouging people on their income tax. Also, Nevada, Las Vegas, one of the most popular cities in Nevada. I guess there's Reno too, but I don't think that compares at all to Las Vegas. But Nevada, I don't believe has a state income tax. I'm pretty sure about that. They're also much more friendly for businesses. So is Texas. So is Florida. So California is so poorly mismanaged. So from that perspective, I would visit California. I won't visit anytime soon, but I would visit again. I just can't see moving there and living there. And they're going to continue to see an outflow, an evacuation, a permanent evacuation from California into other areas. And this is going to continue to destroy California's economy. And Gavin Newsom is going to have even less money to work with to try and fix these problems. Remember, Gavin Newsom, he spent like $2 billion trying to fix this homelessness problem, and he don't even know where the money went. People out here homeless still. But it makes you wonder, like, is it possible that someone was out in the Palisades or Los Angeles or Hollywood or whatever? Maybe someone was just out there cold, try to start a fire like this guy to keep warm, and the fire got out of hand. And then the fire spread. And, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to share this thought with you. Hit the like button.